really, really excited because what we're about to see next, if you go to one of the events, everyone's talking about this guy and his strategy. He's helped so many people make a lot of money. Like with me, I struggled so much with Forex and I just couldn't find a strategy that worked. Ahmed showed his strategy and the money just comes in every single morning. So guys, I need you to literally blow up the chat box because the next person I'm going to introduce is, I think we all know him, Ahmed. And trust me, the whole of IML's talking about Ahmed at the minute because he's blowing up with this London DayBreak strategy. I guarantee that he is one of the top UK traders within the whole of IML. So Ahmed, brother, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Again, I just want to give another massive, round of applause and thanks to Hassan for sharing his amazing training on the harmonic scanner. And those, that training that he just gave you was exactly the same, training that Tim Holloman gave us. And for those of you that don't know, Tim Holloman is someone that's in Lawrence's organization. And when he came into this business, he came in as just a customer. He didn't build until, he blew up, right? And his story is very, very simple. This guy, he retired from the army and he turned off his TV and IML became his TV. He was working at the Pentagon and never traded before, never knew anything about Forex. He's done a bit of network marketing before, but he was tired and exhausted from network marketing that he said, listen, I just want to trade, right? And he, like I said, immersed himself in the education. And then I believe 45 days later, after going through IML Academy and IML TV, he got started with a $1,500 account. And over 90 days, he turned that $1,500 into $200,000. A year later into the business, I remember Lawrence telling me, his biggest earner is not a builder, it's a customer. And he was referring to Tim Holloman. And at that point, this guy made multiple millions, over 30 million since I last remember. Imagine coming in, not recruiting anyone, not selling the services or anything, just utilizing your $195 a month subscription, right? $150, sorry, monthly subscription, and then turning that into millions. It's a complete no-brainer, guys. So, I'm going to get started on my training now. And this training is something that I've never done before. I've never traded before. I've been in network marketing for many, many years. For those of you that know, I was in a previous Forex MLM company, but I did not have a chance to even look at any education because, I had a massive organization and all my time was, invested in helping other people getting started and making sure that they knew what they were doing. And, since I've come into IML on the 1st of June, 2017, one thing I definitely realized is for those of you that this is your first or maybe your only ever MLM company, I seen something that was so simple and duplicatable to build that after building my team until December, I've actually been able to utilize the products and services for 4 or 5 months. And then I got started with a live account on the 23rd of January. And then on the 23rd of January, I managed to turn a £10,000 account after practicing for many, many months, making a lot of mistakes, learning from those mistakes, because you learn more from your mistakes than you ever do from your, successes. So I definitely want you guys to learn from mistakes, practice until you perfect your craft. And anybody that puts 10,000 hours into anything, it will eventually be a master in whatever they, practice. Okay, guys? So, I managed to turn that £10,000 account into over 200,000, and it's truly been a blessing. I still pinch myself every single day that is even possible. But until you, get the conviction, until you guys see it every single day, which is one of the reasons why I was documenting my journey since January till now and showing you guys that this is consistent. This is a very successful, strategy if you guys are disciplined enough to wake up early, go through the strategies, go through, the confirmations that I'm about to share with you. And that's only going to happen if you guys take notes, apply what it is that I tell you, because I'm not holding anything back. You guys are my team. I appreciate you guys very, very much, okay? So I'm not successful until every single one of you can replicate what it is that I've done, and if not even better. You know, I've got so many testimonials within the team, people who I was, you know, using as a guinea pig at the early stages, who are now, you know, making thousands and thousands of dollars. So, you know, initially, before I actually went live, there's a lot of people in the Netherlands who've made over 50,000, 30,000, 20,000. And when I went to the Netherlands event, you know, I shared the story on my Instagram story today. You could see, like, these guys had envelopes and envelopes of euros. And I was like shocked that, you know, they make this money for what it is that I shared with them, okay? So if you guys are fired up and you want some, you know, more, you want me to get started, you want me to start babbling up on about, give me some 111s in the chat box. Let's get fired up, guys. I'm about to share my screen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I need to record this. I've never seen the team so fired up about anything, guys. So, guys, if you guys are fired up and you want me to you want me to share my secret sauce, give me some 111s. Let's go, let's go. Let's get this to 700. Oh my God, that is crazy. Woo! Let's go. All right, cool. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm even fired up myself. Okay, guys. So please take notes. Okay, guys, this is the exact same training that I shared at the Nationals. For those of you that went at that event, you know, you should be kicking yourself because you missed out on potentially at least 10,000 by now. Had you came to this event, event stands for elevating vision and eliminating negative thoughts, right? And everybody that has utilized this training has gone on to send me documented proof that they're making 600 pounds in one day, you know, 500 euros in one day. And, you know, this is the exact same training I'm going to share with you today. So please take notes. I'm gonna look at the chat box now, just to make sure there's nothing else. Perfect. Any questions that you do have, write it down so you don't forget it, and I'm gonna answer all your questions at the end. So let's go. So this training is gonna take no longer than 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm gonna go into detail. For those of you that are here for the first time, for those of you that has just joined the business, you know, this week, you know, I'm gonna basically go through the basics as well, but go through IML Academy. Go through IML Academy at least 3 to 5 times until you get it, and then practice this strategy. And I promise you, you know, you're going to be able to make money every single day. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, Forex is short for foreign exchange. So the FOR is short for foreign, and the EX is short for exchange. And Forex is an international market that daily, you know, generates over $4 million. I think the latest figures is $5.3 trillion. When you add, you know, cryptocurrencies as well, it's now over, you know, $9 billion every single day. As you can see, the most common currency pairs are the Euro USD, the Great British USD, the USD JPY, USD Swiss franc, the Euro JPY, and the United States Canadian dollar. Okay, the trade occurs between two currencies. So what happens is, you automatically buy one currency, then you're simultaneously selling the other. You know, if you're selling one currency, then you're simultaneously buying the other currency. The currency on the left-hand side is the base currency, okay? And the currency after the slash, the red slash, is the counter currency, okay? So whenever we're buying one currency, we're simultaneously selling the other. If you ever been on a holiday, let's say I went to the United States, I'm selling my Great British pounds, and I'm acquiring the United States dollar. Everyone with me? Type of 111 if you guys understand and everything that I've just said right there. Awesome, 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 awesome. Cool. So, you know, the Forex trading hours is, you know, starts at 11 p.m. This is based on the time zone that we're in right now. This is 11 p.m. at Sydney. So the Sydney time starts at 11 p.m. and it ends at 8 a.m. And what happens in between the Sydney session, at midnight, the Tokyo session kicks in, and the Tokyo session goes right through until 9 a.m. UK time. But then what happens between, you know, the Tokyo session is that the London session kicks in at 8 a.m. all the way through to 5 p.m. And then the New York session kicks in the middle of the London session up until 10 p.m. UK time, okay? So whatever time zone that you are in, you know, if you're based in, you know, the Netherlands, for example, then add 1 hour to it, right? If you're in any other country, you're based in Eastern Standard Time, you know, minus 5 hours, right? So find out what time zone that you guys are in, and then work out what your the trading Forex in hours are, okay? So the strategy that I'm going to share with you is basically the London DayBreak Strategy, trading at, the London Forex hours, okay? So what is the most active session? The most active session is the London session, and this is the third trading session of the day. 34% of all Forex trading sessions comes from the London session. This is the most active trading session throughout the day. The reason why that is because there's such a higher liquidity, higher volumes, and much lower spreads. And this is the time, major news releases tend to come out, okay? Now this slide is a screenshot from IML Academy. So everything that I'm teaching you is available in your back office, okay? So I'm nothing special. I'm just a product of the product, okay, guys? As you can see on the next slide, this is the average pip movements per trading session. For those of you that are new, just joined the business this week, we measure the market based in pips. Pip stands for points in per session, okay? Again, that is in IML Academy. That's on the basics 2, I believe, second video. Make sure you go through it. So as you can see, these are the major movements throughout the 3 major trading sessions out the day: the New York session, the London session, and the Tokyo session, okay? So the 4 biggest, average pip movements are these 4 currencies: the United States, the Euro USD, the Great British United States dollar, the Euro JPY, and the Great British JPY. And one thing I noticed, over many months, because I had no one to really show me in detail, I had to go through, mistakes, and I had to go through things that I've noticed looking at the charts on a consistent basis. I noticed that the Great British JPY had an average movement of over 118 pips to 151 pips consistently. So I managed to, concentrate on this particular pair myself, but you could use what I'm about to share with you on all Great British pairs, okay? So the system that I'm about to share with you today is called the London Forex Rush system, okay? This is a system that I actually was taught by Andre Campbell, who's my upline in our business, someone who's been trading for over a decade. So when I joined this business, I didn't want to join someone who was big in network marketing. I wanted to join someone who had what it is that I lacked, which is trading. And, this guy showed me this strategy. I managed to take it up, a few levels based on what it is that I've seen for myself, because I wanted to, have a system that would enable me to make money every single day so I can concentrate on my team and build my network marketing business without having to trade, 4 to 8 hours staring at the screen throughout the day. And if you guys want that kind of system, give me a 777. Awesome. You guys are hungry today. Cool. So you're probably thinking, how does it work, right? It's very simple. The London DayBreak Strategy, is a strategy that lies in the fact that usually we get a strong breakout throughout the day. Now, you might agree with me, right? The market can only go, 3 ways, but mainly 2 ways, which is either market can go upwards, which is bullish, or it can go bearish, which is downwards. The other way it could go is stagnant. It can continue to go sideways, right? But the market can go one of 2 ways, really. It can go bullish or it can go bearish. And that momentum, tends to continue in the direction throughout the entire session of the day, which is up until 5 o'clock, okay? So guys, without further ado, we're going to get forward to learning the ins and outs of the London DayBreak Strategy, okay? I want to keep things very simple. So you only need to, take a few simple notes of the confirmations that I look at every single day, so you guys can do the exact same thing, and you'll realize, hey, there's nothing special about Ahmed. This is very simple. He's literally making money by these simple confirmations, okay? So I'm literally gonna, look average after today's training, because I'm gonna show you how simple this strategy is, okay? So what pairs should you trade with, okay? The first pair is my favorite. I call this my bae, right? This is the Great British JPY. Okay, the Great British Pound over the Japanese Yen. The second pair is the Great British pounds over the United States dollars. And then with the London DayBreak strategy, this pair is the most consistently used for the London DayBreak strategy. But for myself, I managed to concentrate on one particular pair, as you all know. But you could definitely use every single pair that I'm sharing with you right now and look at different sessions. But I'm going to share my strategy and my insight after many, many months of realizing, following how I was taught and how I changed things up and how that has really allowed me to go, consistently making profits every day. Okay. The third pair is the Great British Pounds Australian dollar. The fourth pair is the Great British Pounds Canadian dollar. The fifth pair is the Great British Pounds Swiss franc. There is a sixth pair, but I'm not going to share that with you because that pair is very, very volatile for me. I really don't like how it behaves. That is a Great British Pounds New Zealand dollar. You can still make money with it because you can catch, some big movements sometimes, but over a, consistent period of time, it's 50-50. So I wouldn't advise you guys to even look at that pair. I would just concentrate on those 5 pairs that I've shared with you. Okay, has everybody got that so far? Give me a 111 if you guys have got all those pairs written down. Awesome, awesome. What were the pairs again? Okay, so the pairs again is the Great British JPY, the Great British USD, the Great British AUD, the Great British Canadian dollar, and the Great British Swiss franc. Cool? Perfect. All right, cool. So I'm sure you all know how to get started trading. You can start trading with a live account or a demo account. For those of you that are, seeing this for the very first time, I highly recommend that you practice on a demo account. And I don't want you to use the MetaQuote demo account. I actually want you to go and register with a real broker and, register with a real account and a demo account, verify your account. So when you're ready, you don't have to wait to get your account verified, okay? Utilize and get a strategy going on a demo account, which is going to allow you to connect to real markets. The only difference is you can't withdraw those funds because they're virtual funds, okay? Learn, analyze, use money management, risk management, get a strategy that works for you, and get your psychology down, okay? 90% of trading is mindset, okay? 10% skill. How you react with a demo account is how you should react with a real account, okay? Treat your demo account as if it's a real account. And when you're able to turn, a 100-pound account to 1,000 or a 1,000-pound account to a 10,000 and so on, consistently, and you're making money daily, that is when you should go live. I wouldn't suggest you to rush getting into a live account straight away. Practice makes perfect, okay? My preferred broker settings is I recommend a true ECN account using a MetaTrader 4. The currency basis, that's entirely up to you. We've got the Netherlands on the call. We've got the great, people from the United States and, Great Britain, right? Use your base currency. Just make sure that you use a 1 to 500 leverage on your account. So for every £1, €1, $1 that you deposit, you're gonna get 500 in trading power. Okay. Initial deposit doesn't matter. Everyone's different. Everyone's means is different. Get started with what you're comfortable to go without. Okay. So there's basic settings for this strategy. Is we're gonna get into a buy signal at the London Open if we go 10 pips above the high of the London session, and we're gonna get into a sell signal if we go 10 pips below the London Open session at the low of the London session. Okay, everyone got that? Should I give you guys this 10 seconds to write that down? Okay, moving on. So the London DayBreak strategy is based on the 1 hour chart. Okay, so for those of you that might not be familiar with the time frames, when you're on your MetaTrader 4, if you tap on the screen, it's going to give you all these numbers and words, right? It's going to say 1M or M1, which is 1 minute, You know, M5, 5 minutes, M15, M30. That represents the time frame. 15 minutes, 30, H1, 1 hour, H4, 4 hour, and so on and so on. So the preferred time frame for this strategy is using the H1, the 1 hour chart frame, as we're only looking to catch the intraday trade, okay? Momentum. So here are the key confirmations that you need to get trading using the London DayBreak strategy. So trading commences at 8 a.m. and we start trading at 9 a.m. So ask yourself what type of person that you are. Are you someone that can wake up at 8 o'clock and be ready by 9 o'clock? Or are you someone that can get up at 8:45 and be ready within 5 minutes? If you're that type of person, then you can hop on at 8:30, 8:45. As soon as the London DayBreak strategy kicks in, which is at the 9 a.m. session, because what we're doing is we're waiting for the 8 a.m.
It's 23 hours.
Sorry about that, guys. That's my personal assistant telling me what time it is. So as soon as 9 a.m. kicks in UK time, if you're in the Netherlands, that's 10 a.m. Then we have all the information to analyze our trading day, trading the Great British pairs only using the 1 hour time frame. So are you ready, guys? Give me a 666 if you're ready. Come on, give me a 666 if you're ready. Come on, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So first and foremost, what we want to do, we want to identify the 8 a.m. candle, okay? So, for those of you that don't know how to identify the time frame, you need to check out IML Academy and IML TV, okay, guys? So let's say, for instances, this arrow, this green candle that I'm pointing the arrow at is the 8 a.m. candle. So what I do is, as soon as the 8 a.m. candle closes, and it's now 9 a.m. for me here in the UK, I quickly start to get to work. And what do I mean by get to work? Well, I draw a horizontal line at the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick. So for those of you that are not familiar, see this little line? Wherever that line ends, this is called a wick. This is your bottom of the wick. Excuse me, guys. And this is the top of your wick. So what I do is I draw horizontal lines at the top of the wick or the bottom of the wick. And you could use your MetaTrader 4 on your laptop, on your phone, or you could use tradingview.com, okay? However you guys are happy to, whatever you feel comfortable in analyzing your trades, use that, right? So identify the 8 a.m. candle, draw a horizontal line at the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick. And then what you want to do is you want to identify 10 pips above and 10 pips below. You will only get into trades if we activate one or the other orders, okay? Is everybody with me so far? Give me a yes if you guys are all with me. Okay, cool. Everybody's with me. We haven't lost anybody, right? Because no one's going to get left behind today. Is there anyone that's not with me so far? I'm just looking for no's. If there's no no's, I'm going to carry on. Okay, Ali, what are you not sure about, bro? Okay, the ATM candle. So that's what this slide is about. So let's say on your charts, obviously we're going to use MetaTrader 4, or you're going to use your phone or TraderView to identify the time at the bottom of the chart. So at the bottom of the chart, you're going to see the time, all right, on the candle. Let me see if I can quickly share my internet. So tradingview.com. Excuse me, guys. Great British JPY. Computer is very slow. Bear with me. Okay. So my laptop's not working. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my phone a sec. Bear with me. So can everybody see my phone? Everyone can see my screen? Give me a 111 if you guys can see my screen. Okay, perfect. So, just give me a second. Just gonna share screen. You guys can see my screen, right? So this is the time frames, right? We use H1, and now I'm going to use the crosshair, which is this, you know, this here at the top. And as you can see, at the bottom of the screen, you see the time and the date, where it says 12 p.m., 11 p.m., 10, 9, 8, right? Can you guys not see my screen? Okay, cool. So you see at the bottom of the screen, which is in black, it tells you the date and the time. Yeah, so this is representing the 8 o'clock candle, right? I'm gonna zoom in. So you can see here, this is the 8 o'clock candle, right? I would draw my horizontal line there. I would draw my horizontal line there. And I wait 10 pips to go above or below. By 10 o'clock, as you can see here, I would have got into a sell and I would have caught my 50 pips. That's how simple the trading session is, guys. Okay? Everyone knows how to identify the 8 o'clock session? Yeah? Okay, perfect. And for those of you that want some motivation, that's how much I closed out for today. All right? Cool. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's get back to the slides. There's my slides. There we go. Okay, perfect. So identify the 8 o'clock candle. Draw your horizontal lines at the top of the wick, at the bottom of the wick at the 8 o'clock candle. If you're in the United States, I believe that's 5 hours behind, which is the 3 a.m. candle. If you're based in the Netherlands, that's the 9 a.m. candle for you guys, okay? Then you want to draw another horizontal line, change the color of it, change it to green, for example, as I have shown you in this demonstration purposes, and just add 10 pips above and 10 pips below. If you don't know how to work out 10 pips above and 10 pips below, go back to IML Academy, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to aim to catch at least 20 to 50 pips every day. You don't want to get greedy. You can't catch 100 pips, 200 pips some days. But if you're getting started, just aim to catch 20 to 50 pips, because 20 to 50 pips a day is going to keep the JOB away, okay? And as you can see at the bottom, pip stands for points in possession, and it's how we trade. It's how we work out how much money we can make depending on, obviously, our units in currency, okay? So which is roughly 1 unit in the currency in which your account is denominated, okay, guys? Then what you want to do is you want to use that respective bottom of the wick at the 8 a.m. candle to use as your stop loss, okay? So with the London DayBreak strategy, the strategy is usually 1 to 1. But you could do 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 5, which means for every, let's say for every 10 pips that you're willing to lose, you're looking to catch 10 pips. If you're looking to, catch only willing to lose 10 pips, then you're looking to catch 30 pips, then that is a 1 to 3 return, right? Identify your risk to reward ratio and remember how much you guys want to be comfortable in losing and how much you are looking to catch. So only risk what you're willing to lose or what you're willing to make. Okay, remember once one of the 2 pending orders is activated, we then go ahead and delete the other, because the market tends to go into a one direction throughout the day, and we look to aim to catch 20 to 50 pips, no more than 50 pips, guys, okay? Because 50 pips is a lot of money. If you're using £1 a pip, that's 50 pounds. If you're twin trading, that's 100 pounds. If you do five trades, you do the maths. That's a lot of money, guys. That's 500 pounds. Okay. So the first example that I'm going to show you is using not my favorite pair. Is just to show you that all the pairs that I've shared with you is possible to catch pips on all the 5 pairs that I've shared already with you. So the first example is using the Great British AUD, and there's a long trading opportunity has presented itself. Okay. So I have identified the 8 a.m. candle by drawing a vertical line for you. So as you can see, this is the 8 a.m. candle. This is on the MetaTrader 4, so you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says, 8th of May, 8 a.m. candle. And I've been, putting these slides together since the national event, so I can, teach everyone that has been bugging me to know how to trade this strategy, because it's hard trying to do one-on-ones with 1,000 people, okay, guys? So second step is draw a horizontal line at the top of the wick. Draw a horizontal line at the bottom of the wick. Everybody with me so far? I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, just going to scroll up a quick sec just to see if I've missed anybody's questions. Guys, if there's anything that I haven't covered yet, please save it until the end and I'll answer the question, because I want to go through the slides first, then I'll happily answer your question. So Alice, I'll write that question down and I'll get back to you, okay? Do I need to set trader view of UK time? Yeah, you can if you wish. It doesn't really matter, Poonam. There's more than one. Adding pips above. What stop loss? What is stop loss or what stop losses? IML Academy, bro, if you don't know what a stop loss is. How long do you ride the trend for? Again, I'll go through that as I go on. Yeah, you can do this for multiple pairs, but that's very time consuming, as I've learned from my mistakes and error. You could just master one pair and twin trade. Okay, so back to the slides. We've identified our 8 a.m. candle. We draw a horizontal line at the top of the wick, at the bottom of the wick, and then what we need to do next is we need to identify 10 pips above and 10 pips below, right? So this green line is where your pending orders, whether it's a buy stop or a sell stop, is gonna activate, right? So as you can see, what time did our trade activate? Let me see if everyone's, learning. I want you guys to tell me what time did this trade activate? What's going on? What time? I see 9 o'clock. I see 9:30. I see 10 o'clock. Okay, cool. So if this, what time is this one here where my mouse is hovering over? This is the 8 o'clock candle, right? This is the 9 o'clock candle. Has it activated? For those of you that said 9 o'clock, has it gone above the green line at 9 o'clock? No, it was 10 o'clock. Sometime between 10 o'clock and 10:59, it would have activated. Everybody with me so far? Yes, perfect, perfect. I'm always going to look for interactions because I don't want anyone to get left behind. If there's anyone that's confused, then this is the time to really, state, because later on I don't want to be getting messages on, simple things that you could have asked me now. Okay, guys? Cool. All right, cool. So 10 o'clock, right? So by 10 o'clock, you would have been activated. Now, how much in a drawdown would you have gone into? This is for all you guys, emotional guys that trade without knowing what you're getting yourselves into. How much of a drawdown would we have gotten into? Probably about 10 pips max, right? Or 12 pips. Matt is on the ball. 10 to 12 pips max, right? But then how much would I have made? See, as you can see, this is my, the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick. They become your respective stop loss, right? So if you're getting it in on a buy, this red line here would have been your stop loss, okay? If you get in on a sell and it's going this way, this would have been your, analysis. This would have been where you would have activated, and this line would have been your stop loss, okay? So then what happens is once you've activated one, you go ahead and delete the other, right? Now, where is my 50 pips point, which is the blue horizontal line, right? This is where I would have caught my 50 pips for the day. Then what do? I go ahead and delete my pending orders for the sells, right? So as you can see now, you can see my red line is my stop loss, my green line is where I would have activated, and my blue line is where I would have caught my 50 pips. At what time would I have caught my 50 pips? Let's see if you guys are on the ball. Bilal says 4 o'clock. Okay. Matt says 2 o'clock. Daniel says 4 o'clock. Gene, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Michael, 2 o'clock. All right, perfect, perfect. Wicked. Nina says 12 o'clock. Let's have a look. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Congratulations to everyone that said 2 o'clock. By 2 o'clock, you would have caught your 50 pips. Perfect, perfect, perfect. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. I got trigger finger today. I'm going trigger finger happy. Okay. So what I've learned over time is as soon as I'm 20 pips in profit, I move my entry. I move my stop loss from the bottom of the wick, which is here, and I'll move it 5 to 10 pips in profit. How much money would you have lost if your trade went against you? None. None. Risk-free trade. 100% Arusa. Risk-free trade. You don't have lost anything. In fact, you would have made a bit of money because you would have caught 5 to 10 pips. Risk free. That's right, Cindy. That's it, Bilal. Wicked. So you guys are all with me. Perfect. And then at 2 o'clock, you know, congratulations. This is now a risk-free trade, right? And then by 2 o'clock, congratulations, you would have caught 50 pips or more. How simple is this strategy, guys? So yeah, I modify my trades as and when it goes into a decent amount of profits. It's very simple. You hold on to the trade. If you're on your phone, you hold on to the currency pair that's that's activated, and then you click on modify, and then you just change the stop loss in profit, right? Identify where your entry is, and then just add 5 pips to it initially for the first time, and then, you know, keep adding to it if you want to do that. Ahmed for president. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Okay, so second example, I want to show you on the Great British Swiss franc, and this time a sell trading opportunity has presented itself, okay? So I have identified the 8 a.m. candle. This was on the 27th of April. On my MetaTrader 4, it's 2 hours ahead. My broker setting. Some of you guys, you need to identify what time that your broker time is compared to what time it is on your MetaTrader 4 as well. So little things like this can go a long way in getting your trading day right. So 50 pips a day keeps the bill away. 100% Cindy. Yes, yes, Clifton. I've recorded this for you, bro. So we could basically get it out to everyone that wasn't able to hop on. Okay. So I put a vertical line to identify the 8 a.m. candle. I drew my horizontal lines at the top and the bottom of this wick. At what time would I have been in, you know, instant profits? Straight away, right? At the 9 o'clock candle. Everyone's with me. Perfect. Magdi, bro, why are you saying 8 o'clock? Why are you trading at 8 o'clock? Yes, Frederick. How you doing, brother? 9 o'clock. Bang on the ball, bro. Sydney, yes. Michael, Jean Michael, 9 o'clock. Excuse me, guys. My throat's a bit dry. All right, perfect. So does everybody like the way that I train? Because it's very, you know, unorthodox, but I like to do it in a way that everybody gets it. Yeah, Matt loves it. Poonam, very simple, super profitable. Thank you. Everyone loves it, yeah? Perfect. You guys are too nice, man. Jeez, I got a lit from Heaven Ross, sorry. Nephew, Ali Nephew, what do you say, bro? Take notes, guys. Absolutely, guys. You know, some people are just, I was exactly one of them, right? Many years ago, you know, I got into trading, I would say about 5 years ago. And I promise you, I blew about 8 accounts because I did not respect the industry. I didn't want to learn anything. I just seen trades when it's at the highest point. I said, this is a sell. I want to sell. I ended up, you know, it was a trend, keeps going upwards. I blew 8 accounts in my time in trading. And I can honestly tell you, none of them were less than £5,000. Okay? So trust me, I've lost a lot of money trading, but I've made it all back now. Okay? Some of you guys have probably blown accounts, and you know it doesn't feel nice. So trust me, I know exactly what you guys are going through. You know, it's just part of the game. All the big earners have all blew on average 5 to 10 accounts. Okay, but unless you learn from those losses, it doesn't mean a thing. People learn more from their losses than they ever do from their gains. I promise you. You can tell someone until you're blue in the face, you know, don't do this, use risk management. But until they blow their accounts, they're never going to do they're never going to make that same mistake as well. So you trust me, these losses, you know, they're the reason why I am where I am today. Absolutely. You know, we have to go through these personal experiences because people learn from other people's failures. And that's what I want for you guys to do. I don't want you guys to have to lose money, you know, to learn from it. Okay. Stop it, Maki. All right, cool. So by 9 o'clock, I would have been instantly, in a profit. It would have come back slightly against me, right? But then within the 1 hour, I would have instantly made my 50 pips for the day. Everyone with me so far? How many of you would be happy to make 50 pips a day, trading at even a £1 a pip? I make £50 a day. That's what some people do, working 8 to 9 hours a day, commuting 1 hour before and 1 hour after, 12 hours of their day gone to make £40. And that's after their lunch break has been deducted, guys. Being told what to do, when to go on break, when to go on lunch, clock in and clock out. And the moment that they clock out, they stop earning. This simple strategy can make you £50 a day. Okay? Awesome. Wicked. All right, moving on. So, again, I move my stop loss 5 to 10 pips in profit. 50 pips, congratulations. You would have been 50 pips in profit by 10 o'clock. If you're like myself, you could move your stop loss and not have a take profit and keep moving your stop loss to ride the wave. Everybody with me so far? So there's two ways that you could do it, right? You could catch your 20 to 50 pips, identify what you're happy with, and call it a day. The other way, which is how I trade, is I don't have a take profit, and as soon as it keeps going into, as soon as it goes 20 pips into profit, I move my stop loss to 5 pips in profit. When it goes to 30 pips in profit, I move it 10 pips in profit. When it goes to 40, 15, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay? Okay. Lot sizes. So as you can see, it's very simple, guys. 10p for every £100 that you trade with. So if you have a £500 account, no more than 50p a pip. Yeah, if you have a £1,000 account, no more than a standard. Is it a standard? Yeah, I believe it's a standard. No, a pound a pip, sorry. So 0.10. If you got 10,000, then you could use a standard lot, okay? But if you haven't, don't trade with no more than 0.10. So basically 0.01 for every £100. If you got £900, 0.09. I don't want you going 0.10. All right, perfect. Because what's going to happen is, the people who are in trading long term are the people who are the most disciplined. The people who are here for the long haul, not for a quick buck, right? Based on your initial deposit, use 0.01 for every £100 that you trade with. Okay. Again, every trader has different levels of risk tolerance. Fast does not last. Determine your own lot size. Risk management is key. This is just based on my, guidelines. This is how I traded at the beginning. Not everyone can, deposit 10,000 or 5,000 or 1,000 even, right? That's why I concentrated on building my network. When I got to P5K, I saved that for 2 months. And then by the end of the January, I deposited 2 months of residuals and I got to work. Okay, guys? So, go ahead and then up your lot size as and when, your account increases in time. Do not rush this. Your time will come. But if you rush it too quickly, you quickly realize you lost all your money and now you're back to the drawing board, okay? So this is the most important part of this strategy. The rest is easy. But if you can be disciplined in trading within your means, I promise you, you will make money, okay? And if you haven't got money to start trading with like I did, then get to work and start, popping those ranks. The Forex market is a device for transferring money from the inpatient to the patient. When I seen this, statement by Warren Buffett, that's when I realized I needed to, learn how to trade from professional people who've made millions in this industry. And that's when I, went through IML Academy and IML TV. They don't put anyone on there unless they know what they're talking about, guys, okay? So really go through the education, go through what you're paying your money for every single month, because there's a lot of money on the table that you're leaving behind because, you know, you're just not giving it time to go through the education, okay? The ones who are patient are going to be the ones to make money. The ones who are not impatient, they're just giving the money away to someone else who is patient, okay? You know, identify how much pips that you're happy with and bounce. Do not get greedy, okay, guys? And then what's going to happen is over time, you're going to notice, without you even knowing, you're going to see how a particular currency pair moves just by its behavior, its movements, you know, fundamentals. And this is an example of a trade that I did. You know, I got in at that green level. I bought there. I put my stop loss, which is, this is a 1-to-1 ratio. I was willing to lose 100 to gain 100, right? And I knew that it was, first of all, who could tell me what trend that we're going in right now on this particular example? From here all the way to here. It's an upward trend, right? That's it, bro. It's bullish. It's a bullish market. So as you can see, a market come up here, come down here, going up here. You know, you see this. You know, it's starting to come down. As it comes back up, you'll see these big movements now. Again, you see this. I'm not even going to tell you what this is. You should know what this is. Comes down, boom, big movements again, right? And then by here, I would have caught my 100 pips. You guys do the math. So I don't trade with no less than a standard lot. 10 pounds a pip times 100 times 5. That's how much I made that day, okay? Perfect. So moving on. Guys, if you want home run trades, you will need home run trading. And that's just time. And that's it. You know, can you believe how simple this strategy is? As I mentioned earlier, this is one of the most simple trading strategies that work for me and has worked for many people in the company and within our team. You know, I hope everything that you need has been answered today. Remember to use this on a demo account before going live. Do not rush this. You know, even if you have a clean run, there's other things that come into play, which I'm going to go over now and at a later date as well. But if there's anybody that has any questions, please type in the chat box now, and I'll happily answer your questions. Before you do, you know, I'm not gonna, one sec, just bear with me. Is it on? Yeah, if you treat this business like a business, trust me, it's gonna pay you like one, okay? But if you treat it like a hobby, guess what? It's gonna cost you like one. That's one of my favorite quotes that I say that I came up with, because I'm telling you this from experience. If you treat this like a hobby, it's gonna cost you like one, okay? How many of you pay to do your hobby, right? If you play for the football team, do you get paid or do you pay subs, right? If you go to the cinema, do you get paid to go to the cinema or do you have to pay to go to the cinema, right? But if you treat this like a business, understand in any business, no one makes money straight away. You know, most businesses, they're thousands in debt over time. Or, you know, some people won't even make the initial, you know, money that they put up front until like 3 to 5 years down the line. And then eventually what happens is, you know, they're in profit over the long term, okay? And most people, they're in the red before they're ever in the black, okay? But if you treat this like a business, trust me, you don't have to wait 3 to 5 years. You might have to wait a month, 3 months, 6 months like I did before you're able to print money, okay? Income disclaimer, guys. You know, there's risk involved in trading, as you all know. Results are not typical, but, you know, past profits do not guarantee future returns. Proof of earnings is not a guarantee that you will earn the same, but it is a real example of what can be achieved with an equal or greater strategy or work ethic, okay? That is the trading. I hope it's helped every single one of you. You know, I can show you, you know, results after results of how this worked for me. But, you know, I don't like to really show my results because I don't, you know, it might come off as bragging, it might come off as boasting, but it's really just to inspire you guys. If I can do this, I promise you every single one of you can do this, okay? But are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to put in the sweat equity? Are you willing to hop on when you're tired from work to put in those hours? When I was working 2 full-time jobs, I had a schedule that showed me exactly where my time was, okay?
Nah, that's good.
And then after time, what happened was I was able to basically make that investment pay back in dividends and many, many times over. Okay, cool. I'm saying let's see his results. All right, cool. Bear with me then.
How long was it lagging for? How many minutes?
Is there anybody that has any questions?
1 minute.
Cool. So, this is some of the slides that I hide. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can see yet. Share screen. Yes, I'm going to go over fundamentals, what to do when there's new high impact news coming out. But this was my account on the 23rd of January, guys. I deposited a £10,000 account. Let me see. Can everyone see my screen first of all?
That's his deposit.
Everyone can see my screen? Okay, perfect, yes. So I got started with a £10,000 account. And then on the 31st of January, at 11:55, this is my day. I've recorded it. I started recording them. I thought, let me document it, document my journey, because people won't believe, my results unless I show it. So I don't know why it's not playing. Media cannot be found. That's great, isn't it? What about this one? No. All right, cool. So basically, I got started, on the 23rd of January. On the 31st of January, I recorded my screen, doing my analysis, getting into the trades, and within 5 minutes, I believe it was 8 minutes exactly, that I was in a profit. I don't know if you guys can see the next slide. So look at the time difference, right? So on this slide, you can see it's 11:57 on this video that won't play, right? It was 11:56. Within 9 minutes, I was already up £259 in profit, right? Yeah, everyone with me? By 3:25, I was £727 in profit. How many of you would still be in work, making between 50 to £60 if I'm being generous, right? That was 3 hours and 30 minutes later from 15 minutes of work, guys, okay? Okay, perfect. 40 minutes later, 6 minutes past 4, I made a 4-figure day, okay? 2 hours and 8 minutes later, my second figure of the 4-figure of the day, over £2,000, okay, guys? And then within that week, within my first month, I made 75% return on my account. Guys, that is not normal, okay? 10,000 and I made 7,500 in profit. Come on now. Nobody would believe me unless I documented it. So as you can see, 3 months down the line, you can see the exact time, right? 12 minutes past 9. I was actually, a bit late getting in on this trade because I was still waiting for my broker to verify my account, right? So on the 23rd of January, that was my balance. 3 months later, I made £38,901 profit, 48,000 in profit total, right? And then again, it's not just myself. These are just two individuals who went on to do the exact same thing. Ihab, he started in iMarkets Live on the 6th of June. He was one of the first people that was in the business with me from day one. Trading was alien to him, just like it was to me. But as you can see, results in this business are not, typical. But if you go through what we went through, go through the education, go through the learning, he got started with a £10,000 account, a €10,000 account. He's a P2000, very close to a P5000 position, and he made over 36,000 after 3 months from going live, guys. So again, it's not just me. There's other people in his team. This guy here, this guy was out earning me for months because, you know, he got started on the 7th of September and he failed his way to the top, guys. When he got started, this was his results. This was his income when he initially got started. As you can see, that was on the 11th of September, right? He started on the 7th of September. On the 11th of September, he made 13 euros and 54 cents. But to him, and from his own words at the national event, he said he felt like he made 13,000, right? You know, the ability to turn, you know, 30 pence into 13 pounds is very, very powerful. And that was after a few months, right? After a few months, this was his account. This was his results. As you can see, 2,071 euros. That was in May, right? 18,000 for the month. And then to date, I think he's made over 45,972 euros. Since the event, you know, you can see these are all the withdrawals that he's made. Again, you know, unless you withdraw money, it's just digits on the screen, right? So you can see he's withdrawn well over 30,000 euros. Okay, guys? To date, you know, and this was at the national, he withdrew over 54,700. He actually went to India for a whole month and made, you know, 5 times what it costs for him to go there and living life on his terms, seeing family, doing what he wanted. And that is something that I want for every single one of you guys, okay? So again, you know, if you want home run trades, you need to put in home run training, okay, guys? That is the end of the training. What I want to do is I want to just go through a few other things that you guys definitely want to make sure that you do before ever trading. You want to check high impact news. Hassan has touched up on it. Forex Factory. Make sure that you guys, you know, synchronize your time based on where you live. So now you can see the, you know, the high impact news based on your time frame. So what I do is I go into filter, click on filter. Let me just check if there's any questions in the chat box. Group chat about to be active at 8 a.m. 100%, bro. Yeah, I'm about to reactivate that, Cindy. Don't worry. Cool. So what I do is I go into filter and I, you know, deactivate any other folder other than high impact news, and I apply filter. So all I want to see is high impact news, right? I've done trading for the week. So yesterday was my high impact day. If I go back yesterday, you can see how much high impact news was out yesterday. So you can see here. Let me go back. This was yesterday. I was waiting up until 9:30. This call was actually scheduled for 9:30, but then it got held back for 10:30, but it didn't come out until 11, right? So what you want to do is, obviously, you won't find any previous figures or forecasts because this is, you know, a speech. Based on how that speech went, you know, the market would have gone up or down. So because of this speech, I believe the market went on a buy. Was it a buy? I believe it was a buy. I'm going to double check for you guys now. But let's say this is something that you're looking for. Let's say you were looking for the core durable goods orders, right? This is the United States currency. You're going to have the previous figures, which is 1.9. See how it's in green? So let's say if it's 1.9 or above, then that's going to go in, you know, it's good news for the United States dollar. So for this term, the forecast was 1.5%. So meaning if it's 1.5 or above, that means it's good news for the United States dollars. If it's below, then it's bad news for the United States dollar. So what did it come out as? It was minus 0.3, which meant sell USD pairs. Okay, guys? If I click on the folder, you can see it gives you all the information and facts and figures, previous data. This is the usual effect. This is what you're looking for, okay, guys? This is the effect. So usual effect, actual, if the actual is greater than the forecast, this is good for the currency. If the actual is lower than the forecast, this is bad for the currency. Everyone understand? That's how simple fundamentals is to me. I don't want to know everything ins and out. I just want to know what I need to know. You know, I just need to know what figure comes out and what it means. That is it. Simple as that. Everybody understand? It's that simple. I like to keep things simple, guys. I don't want to complicate things. I'm not telling you to read this 300-page book, you know, to learn things. I just want to know what I need to know, how it's going to affect, and how do I react. So as you can see, you know, Great British USD, how many of you seen all the sales that's been going on, all the money that you guys have been making? It doesn't just happen by chance. It happens for a reason. And until you learn how to master, you know, what news comes out and how it affects you guys, you're never going to know. So look, this is what I do before I ever trade. I look, so I'm done trading for the week, guys. I only trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I'm having a lie-in, and then I'm going to pray my Friday prayers. I'm going to chill out with my friends, and then my week is done. Or I'm going to, you know, go do some meetings, right? But that's it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is days that I trade for an hour or two, keep an eye on my trades. And then the rest of the day, I'm working with a team. I'm doing three-way calls. I'm doing overviews. You know, I'm chilling with my family. I'm homeschooling my kid. I'm looking after my 2 sick parents. So if I have the time to do this and do everything else that I do, there's no reason why you guys can't do it yourself, even if you work 8 hours in a day. Do you understand? So look, next week, Friday, you know, Great British Pound, like, it's making me want to trade now Friday, but I'm not going to trade. So for those of you that do want to trade Friday, wait until an hour before and an hour after before ever trading high impact news. So what that means is do not trade after 8:30 and do not trade until after 10:30. Are you guys with me? Okay. So what's going to happen is you're waiting for the forecast, which is minus 18 billion, the current account for the Great British Pound, 18 billion, right? So you wait for you click on the detail. If the actual is going to be greater than the forecast, that means it's good news for the currency. So you're going to buy Great British pairs. If this number that comes out is higher than this number, buy Great British Pound. If it's below, keep selling Great British Pounds. It's that simple, guys. Same for this one. Same for this one. Let's look at Monday. Nothing on the weekend, obviously. The only thing you can do on a weekend is trade cryptos, right? Monday, another one. Tuesday, another one. Wednesday, another one. I can keep doing this every day, guys. Thursday, another one. So all next week is going to be lit. I'm telling you, you guys can easily make your subscriptions every day next week. Simple as that, guys, okay? Follow the trend. Follow what the market is telling you. Listen to what the market is telling you, sorry. And it's really that simple. Follow those confirmations that I shared with you, and it's really that simple. Nothing to it than that, guys, okay? I hope this trading has helped every single. I'm going to allow everybody to unmute themselves. If anybody wants to say anything, you know, or anything that you guys want me to cover, this is your chance. Take it in turns. Let's all be. I've allowed you guys to unmute yourselves now, so feel free to ask any questions that you guys have.
Legend.
Yo.
Thank
you
you
very much, man. It was a great video, man.
Yeah, man. Strategies, man.
Thanks, man.
I got a question.
I appreciate that so much. Really enjoy that, man. That's really going to turn my
So much info drop there.
Thanks, Bilal. I appreciate it, bro.
No, I appreciate it, man. Really enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. And Hassan as well. The harmonic standard thing was really helpful as well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you for helping out, man.
Yeah, I got a quick question.
Happy birthday, Azif.
Hello?
Anybody else?
Whoa.
Let me get some testimonials. Who's happy with that trading, guys?
Yeah, man.
Give us another one.
Did that training
Well
help
done,
you,
man.
Blackie?
Yeah. Loved it.
Money making machine, brother. Money making machine. OG Ahmed, uncle, eh?
Absolutely. Guess who's getting up at 8 a.m. tomorrow, guys?
Everyone.
Practice.
It's
Friday.
cheating. He's got hacks. It's cheating.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
man,
you guys,
absolutely.
you guys can print money. You know, this information is dangerous. The brokers are not going to be happy with me for sharing that information, but I'm telling you, you know, we can make a lot of money from this, and we can help a lot of people, you know, eat from this. So let's go out there and share this business with other people, but let's also, you know, utilize the products and services. Let's all be a product of the product, because unless you utilize, you know, the IML Academy and the IML TV, it's gonna really allow you guys to, you know, go into higher gears and catch those big movements as and when you see it. You know, this is just a simple strategy, you know, that you could utilize, but you won't catch those big waves. You won't know when to get in for precise entries unless you utilize the other products and services. Okay, I'll see you guys Sunday. Take care.